All right, and we are live at the Intersection Podcast. It is Mike Duench, your Vice President of Marketing from Miovision, and I'm here with the Vice President,
Vice President.
Vice President Works of Sales for Slack Canada, Ben Kelly. Nice to meet you this week.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks for joining our podcast in beautiful San Francisco.
It is. Although this is really the Canada within San Francisco.
Yeah, officially Canada Lodge.
It is.
And a great area for kind of the Slack teams, the Salesforce teams, and your integrated partners to bring customers like ourselves in and talk about lots of different things. Talk about what the key platform for this week's been, which is basically AI and data and the convergence of those things. Talk about how we do this in the future together, and then talk about us and building a relationship. So before we get started, maybe just introduce for the crew who you are. Kind of have an interesting background. You've sold potato chips, you've sold beer,
baseball,
yeah, and then you've now gotten into Slack. So of all those things, like which one either made Ben the largest, which one made Ben the smallest, and which one made you the most happy?
Oh, that's a question. So I have been a marketer and a seller throughout my career. Started selling technology for Xerox. Realized that wasn't a passion for myself. I went to baseball, which has always been a passion of mine. Decided that was great, but didn't pay the bills because I wasn't on the field. I was off the field, and it just economically wasn't the right play. So I found consumer packaged goods, sold beer for a while, moved into chips. So I was really good at a party for about a decade.
Oh, man. That'd be epic.
And then moved into media. Spent 6.5 years at LinkedIn and have been in SaaS for the last 8 years.
Very nice.
It's been a journey.
And Slack, now we use Slack at Miovision. It's kind of like one of the easiest, least frictionless or most frictionless way that we communicate in our business. Sharing files, we use Jira on the marketing side to kind of operationalize stuff. So we're getting tickets, but Slack kind of stole the show this week, arguably. And I think with some of the stuff that you and Lexi are trying to lean in and help Matt, my colleague, and I to think about for our business, there's a lot of really cool stuff like in Slack editing of a Salesforce op or some other cool stuff. So maybe from what we talked about, what are the one or two things that you think have great utility today? And then maybe one or two things that you think are going to really, knock the socks off the marketplace in the future?
Yeah, it's a great question. The theme of this week has really been around AI, right? We are calling this the largest AI conference in the world. Slack plays a really interesting and unique position in that sphere. We've been around for 9 years, much like Miovision. We are a Canadian company, which I'm super proud of. I think we've always been great at delivering against our mission, which is to make people's working lives more simple, more pleasant, and more productive. Slack actually stands for searchable log of all communication and knowledge, or conversation and knowledge. When you think about building an organizational brain in terms of like all the conversations, the context, the decisions that have been made, and then adding AI onto that to help search and find answers and build upon that knowledge base, that's really what gets me excited about the future. And I think that's certainly an area that we're getting a lot of interest coming out of this week around.
Yeah, even just thinking about like a day in the life of an individual contributor in marketing or in sales, I think the power and utility of being able to do functional day-to-day stuff that happens every day in a single platform that crosses so many and touches so many of the other different important tools.
Yeah,
I think our team's like going to just be adopting it like crazy. So we're really excited about that. So amazing conference. It's been a pleasure to meet you. We are so excited to spend some time with you, I think, in Montreal in October and continue to kind of build this relationship together. I think with our growth plans too, we definitely rely on scalable tools that allow the broadening of sharing, cascading of knowledge, because we're growing in 100-person increments in periods over periods. So how do we bring those people up that they can index stuff, source stuff, find stuff, modernize their own onboarding, that's really, really cool too. So highlight from the week, outside of the 8 to 5, what's been your kind of highlight so far? What haven't you seen, or what did you do, or where did you eat that you were like, I'm coming back, I'm gonna do that?
I mean, it kind of was like meeting Johnny Five at the Slack party with you both. That was pretty epic, and getting served a nice glass of wine to sort of put a bow on the day. I think that was pretty special.
I would agree, and you're referencing producer Matt behind the camera. So
hi, producer
shout out
Matt.
to producer Matt on the team here, doing all the AV and technical audio. As you can see, it's a pretty sophisticated outfit we run at Miovision.
It's impressive.
Yeah, so we're really happy to, share this with you if you ever want to do this again. But this is great. We look forward to connecting in October. Get back to the show. I think we've got another talk here in this booth itself, and we're going to get punted. But it's been great getting to know you, and let's get after it.
Sounds good.
All right, back to you. Thanks everybody. Thanks Ben. Thanks Slack, Salesforce, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.
Good.